sun rose slowly over the village of Sunderpur, painting the mud houses in soft gold. Roosters crowed. A thin line of smoke curled from clay stoves. Life here moved gently, except for the heart of Arif, a poor farmer's son who woke each day with a weight heavier than the sacks he carried. Arif was 18, thin as a bamboo stalk, with hands already cracked from years in the fields. His family owned a tiny piece of land, so small it felt embarrassed to call itself a farm. In good years it gave rice and lentils. In bad years, it gave only dust and worry. That morning, Arif stood at the edge of the field, barefoot on cool soil. The crop had failed again. Leaves drooped like tired eyelids. The well was low. The sky had forgotten their village. His father, Raghav, coughed behind him. A deep, tired cough. One that came from years of hunger and hope fighting inside the same chest. "Beta," Raghav said softly. "Don't stand there too long. The sun will rise higher." Arif nodded, but his eyes stayed on the field. How many mornings like this? He thought. How many times can hope wake up and still walk into hunger? That evening, the moneylender came. He arrived on a motorcycle that spat dust like an insult. His shoes were clean, too clean for a village road. He smiled the way people smile when they already know the ending. "Time's up," the man said, tapping his notebook. Interest has grown. Arif's mother, Sita, held her sari tight at the chest. Raghav's shoulders slumped. They had nothing left to sell. No goat, no extra tools, no savings hidden in steel boxes. The moneylender's eyes slid to Arif. "The boy is strong. He can work in the city. Send money back." Arif felt the words hit like stones. The city. Concrete. Noise. Strangers. Dreams that swallowed boys whole and spat them back broken, or never returned them at all. That night, Arif lay awake on the mud floor, staring at the roof where moonlight slipped through cracks. His stomach hurt, but worse was the thought in his head. What if this is it? What if my life is only this, dead dust and defeat? A tear rolled into his hair. He wiped it angrily. "Never give up," he whispered, repeating words he had heard in school posters that now felt like lies. The next morning, Arif walked to the old banyan tree near the fields. Under it sat grandfather Mohan, the village's oldest farmer. His back was bent like a question mark, but his eyes were sharp, quiet, knowing. "You look like someone who lost a war," grandfather said, not looking up from sharpening a sickle. "I think I have," Arif replied. Grandfather smiled. "Wars are only lost when you stop fighting." Arif laughed bitterly. "With what? We have no rain, no money, no luck." Grandfather finally looked up. "When I was your age, I had less than you. No land at all. I worked other men's fields and slept hungry. But I learned one thing. The earth listens. You just have to learn how to speak to it." He pointed to the failed crop. "You plant like your father planted. Same seed, same time, same way. But the world changes. You must change too." Those words stayed with Arif all day. That night, instead of sleeping, Arif searched old notebooks from school. He remembered a chapter about crop rotation, about natural compost, about water-saving methods. No one in the village used them. They said, "This is how it's always been." What if always has stopped working? Arif thought. In anime, this would be the moment when the music fades and the hero clenches his fist. Arv stood before his parents. "Give me one season," he said. "Just one. Let me try something different." Raghav hesitated. "What if it fails?" Arv met his eyes. "Then I'll go to the city. I promise." They had nothing left to lose. Arv began working before sunrise. He collected cow dung and leaves to make compost. He built small ridges to trap water. He planted millets, a crop that needed less rain, something he had read about but never seen grown here. Villagers laughed. "Books don't grow food," one said. "Dreams don't fill stomachs," another mocked. Arv kept going. His hands bled. His back burned. Some nights he collapsed under the banyan tree, staring at the stars, whispering, "Please, just one sign." Half the season passed. The sky stayed cruel. Arv's field looked different, but not better. One evening, a hot wind blew. Leaves tore. Stems bent. Arv ran to the field, heart racing. He fell to his knees. "This is it," he whispered. "I tried." For the first time, he screamed. Not loudly, just enough to let the pain breathe. Grandfather Mohan stood behind him. "Cry if you must," he said, "but don't quit here." "Why?" Arv asked, voice shaking. "Why keep believing?" Grandfather pointed to the soil. "Because growth happens where eyes can't see. Roots grow before leaves." That night, rain finally came. Not a storm, not a flood, just enough. Days passed, then weeks. Green pushed through brown. The millets stood taller, stronger. Their leaves didn't droop like the old crops. Neighbors slowed when they passed Arv's field. Laughter turned into silence. Silence into curiosity. At harvest, Arv's field gave more grain than it ever had. Sita cried as she filled sacks. Raghav touched the soil with trembling hands. "You did it," he whispered. "You listened." They sold part of the harvest at a fair price. Paid the moneylender. For the first time in years, the motorcycle didn't return. But this story isn't about money. It's about the moment Arv stood in the same field where he once felt defeated and realized something powerful. He had been closer than he thought. Closer to change. Closer to hope. Closer to a life he almost gave up on. Arv didn't leave the village. Instead, others came to him. He taught what he learned. Slowly, Sundarpur changed. Not magically, not overnight, but steadily. In anime, this is where the camera pulls back. The hero stands taller, not because he is rich, but because he is unbroken. If you're watching this and your life feels like Arv's field did, dry, tired, failing, hear this. You're closer than you think. The roots are growing. The rain is coming. Don't quit now. Never give up.